Wiggle.
What's happening, guys? Mr. Wiglet back again for some more, and today I am doing something a little bit different as always. I think I'm always doing something different, so that means I'd do something the same. Either way. But I'm playing a mobile game. This is Plants vs Zombies New Endeavour. It is Plants vs Zombies Heroes. This game has been out a few months now, and it is a card game based off the Plants vs Zombies series. Now for those of you guys who have played the original games, followed by the third-person shooter, followed by the sequel to the third-person shooter, you will know Plants vs Zombies. If you guys have never heard of it before, go back, play the originals. They're on the Play Store. They are amazing and they're well worth playing. The original games were sort of tower defense, line defense style games. Moved into a third-person shooter when they signed a deal with Microsoft, and God, they're just amazing. So go check those out first, guys. But I've been playing this game a wee while, and for the last couple of weeks I've decided that I'm not going to spend the diamonds in-game, the in-game currency or anything like that. I'm going to save that up and I'm going to do a card opening with you guys, which is what I'm going to do today. I am going to move on to do some battling and everything once I've got my new cards, but we'll see what we get today. This could change my deck dramatically. I've been using the same deck for the last few weeks and it's starting to struggle. There is a ranked mode, as you can see here. There is a ranked mode, and I've got to rank 22 on that, and I'm struggling at 22 now because people have got a lot better cards than me. Because I've not been spending those diamonds, and I've not been spending the points that I've got on getting new cards. So let's jump straight in and do some card openings. So first of all, let's use the standard currency. So I can open 19 packs. Here we go. First pack. Rip that open. What have we got? We can move. That's a standard move card, Guarding Gloves. That is fairly useful for the Guardian class, it's fairly useful for the Walnut class. That is a very useful zombie trick. It's very difficult to block against, and it really does change the game. So strategy decks are brand new. This is something they've brought in the latest update, and not really done much with them. I'm assuming once you get everything in the strategy deck, you're supposed to have a really strong deck to fight against, but I don't particularly like using pre-made decks. And the free stuff along the top, that's genuine, by the way, guys. You get 10 gems every time you watch an ad, and you can do about 10-15 ads in a row without it kicking you out. Let's just open another pack. Let's jump straight back into it. Some very nice commons, and the pirate not as useful. Strategy decks, let's just skip past that. But the Gargantua makes all the other Gargantuas have frenzy. The Plan Trick will give all friendly or all plants +3, I believe. Some very nice ones. Jump straight into another one, why not? The repeat moss I've actually seen be quite useful before, I'll be honest. Vanilla is a fairly standard card, not quite so much. Carotillery has got me out of some sticky situations, I'm not gonna lie. Strategy decks again. But yeah, the free stuff, you've got like 30-second ads and 10 gems. That's 10 gems every 30 seconds. Times that by 15. You can get yourself some like a pack a day just in free shit. Well worth it. Peanut's a team up card that is quite useful, but I don't tend to play the Guardian class that much. Medic's fairly useful when you're playing like the Smash, something like that. Imp Commander can be ridiculously useful if you've got a lot of imps in your deck when you're using I believe it's Super Brains deck, which has got lots of imps in it. Don't tend to play them a lot, I'll be honest. I tend to play plants quite a lot more than zombies. Purely because you draw a card every time you do damage, so you're constantly drawing cards, and when you've got loads of cards in your hand, you have all the power, especially in the later game, because you can just constantly fill your side, and there's nothing they can do about it. Another one of them. New card that 2/2 when it healed, which would make it really, really useful for any healer deck, because that can become massively OP. And the pair of pairs is really good against getting rid of the strong enemies, because it's a 2/2/2/2 with team up, so you end up doing 4 damage, and even when they retaliate and attack back, you only lose 1 out of the 2, so you can do 6 damage with 1 card. You can take down some really big enemies with quite a cheap card. Just going to fly through the rest here, guys, because this is starting to take quite a while, so I'm gonna fly through the rest, and I will, if there's anything interesting, I'll stop and talk about it. Just a note here, guys, we have a new card. Smashing Pumpkin. It is a standard 6-sun card. That could be quite useful. That might end up going back in my deck. It is only a common, but that could end up in one of my decks there. Now, I've seen this card being used a couple of times against me. The Zombot Drone Engineer is ridiculously powerful if you use a lot of the science zombies, because every science zombie that attacks gets +1. So if you're playing like the Professor or anything like that, you will get some really, really strong cards out of that. So that's it for those ones, guys. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick. See, I could go for 11 packs of premium. Which would be plant and zombie, which is what I want, to be honest. I don't want to narrow it down. Let's just see what else it's throwing at me. Are they all paired? They're all paired. Captain Combustible. I don't have Captain Combustible. That is always one. I could get him as a hero. Electric Boogaloo I've got as a hero. I can't afford that. I can't afford the Wall Knight or the Super Brains. I think I'm going to go with the premium packs. Maybe that I go back and do something like the Captain Combustible. Because I'm going to save my gems up again after this and just kind of keep doing this so that you guys can see pack openings. So yeah, let's open premium packs. Look at them all lined up there. Happy days. Right, here we go. A lot of uncommon cards right there. Good God. It's doing all 11 at once. That's a new card. I've not seen that one before. 2/3 Space Cadet. It's a Science Zombie. Mountain Climber is very good, very good. If you put it on heights, you can counter quite a few of the plants that thrive on heights. Into the rares. Tough Beaks is ridiculous. I've had a Tough Beaks come in and turn the entire battle around against me. Super Fat Beaks is even worse. Super Fat Beats I've seen once, and it came in and I had a full set out. He had pretty much a full set out. He had one gap and threw that in and it just destroyed. I ended up taking it down in the end, but wow. Cat Lady is very useful if you've got a high pet deck. It is very situational. Wizard Gargantua is very useful if you're owning the field and don't want them to get the shield, because Bullseye stops them. It stops it filling up their shield. Bounce all plants. That could be very useful. It's very high cost though. That would be a very late game one. I don't know if I'd put that in. Doomshroom is always good if you are very down on your luck. If you are about to get absolutely owned, that is good. But if it's a fairly even match, there's a good chance you've got a planter +4 attack and it will fuck you over. Grapes of Wrath has won me so many battles. Just because they've got a choice. They can either fight it and lose 6 health, or they can leave it and I do 6 health every turn, and it has been the turning point for me in so many times. Mad Chemist could be very useful. It would need to be when I've got advantage, when they're not pushing me, because if they're pushing me they'll just take that out, but that can stay. Every time I play a trick I get another trick added to my hand. That could be powerful as hell. $10 brains. I'm hoping that's one less every time you play a trick, because if that's the case then you can get that down to bugger all just by playing lots of tricks. I might actually give that a go and do a bit on that. That's quite a nice card. And I was going to go through all my strategy decks that have been updated. So yeah, some very nice cards there, guys. A couple of new ones, a couple that I can update my decks with. These strategy decks I'm going to have to look into and have a look into them, but I don't think I'm going to use them. I like doing custom decks and just knowing what's in my deck and how to use each piece. And starting again would be painful at this stage. Painful. So yeah, that's me down on gems, that's me down on the in-game currency. I'm, at this point, going to sort my decks out, and I'll see you again as I do some battles and see what we can do in some ranked. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, drop a subscribe downstairs, and as always, guys, if all else fails, wiggle it.
Wiggle!